Welcome to Daddy vs. Doctor. Here are your hosts, pediatrician Dr. Scott Cohen and comedian Sebastian Maniscalco.
All right, welcome to Daddy versus Doctor. We're doing just a lot of chit chat off camera about what's going on. I want to touch on what you were just saying. Tell me, kind of like now that you're in the entertainment space.
Yeah.
You just mentioned that someone had commented on your looks. What was the?
No, I just, it's amazing because actually the first thing I thought of is when kids get bullied. When somebody says anything, it's so easy as a parent. I'm just like, who cares? Brush it off. That's sort of my attitude. Like, who cares what other people say? But then somebody said to me, yeah, are you getting a double chin? And now I've been perseverating on that, for the last couple of weeks. I'm on this and I feel like I'm like doing one of these, like sucking in my jaw and all this stuff. So I can understand how kids, when somebody else says it to them, oh, this doesn't look right, or you're not wearing the right thing, your hair doesn't look good. Bullies are going to find something. You have straight hair, blue eyes, who cares? They're going to find something to perseverate on. I can understand how.
Just to point out, perseverate is definitely a word that you use when you're highly educated. Word, For those people that are sitting over there going, "What the hell is he talking about?" Look up perseverate. I'm presuming it means pine over.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna get Sebastian a thesaurus.
Hour. I have actually a technique used if you have a double chin, or if when.
So wait, are you saying I do have a double chin?
I'm not saying you do. This is just mostly for our listeners. If you're out there and you're worried about what they call like a gull, like a turkey neck, maybe you got like a little. When you take pictures, what you do is you take your tongue and you put it on the top of your mouth, right? Mm-hmm. That will bring up your chin and definitely make this more pronounced. Yeah. And you smile that way.
See, that's good. See, it was said to me, and then we were celebrating my daughter's birthday. We took her and her friend to Disneyland, and we're at Disneyland, and the two girls went off, and Aaron and I went and had a drink at, California Adventure. You can drink. So that's where you want to be. And we're having a drink. And in the middle of having a drink, she looked over and she's like, do you have like a swollen lymph node over here? And I'm like, no, I don't think she's like. And then she's like, yeah, because it looks like there's like a little double. And then she stopped. And then because it was already said, yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome to old age. Wow. All right. This
Toy
is
time.
Oh, wow.
The toy time.
Now, this
is that a daddy saddle?
A daddy saddle. Now, I have played Horsey with my kids. I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
Right? I never thought they made a saddle for a father. But
we gotta try this.
No, I'll put it on.
No, I'm like right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We'll put it on right now.
Yeah.
This looks sad, though. That looks like look at what they're doing to men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This looks sad for a man to wear. But I'll try it on. Oh God, I didn't even see this. Look at even the actor they hired to do this is like, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's like when you see you're an actor and your first gig is like you're on a poster on a subway for a Valtrex herpes commercial.
Yeah,
that's like this.
Oh,
let's see. Hold on. All
right.
Let's put this.
on.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. I think you could use this lifting, working out. No, actually, you have a bad back. If you're going to get on, I should be the one that puts this on.
Oh, I know he's getting on me.
Yeah, I was getting on.
Yeah,
hold on. This is like a weight belt.
Okay, this is another.
All right. What do you do?
The kid sits here, right? And what are you doing? You're out of it.
Hop on. Let's go. Hop on. Let's see how this works.
We ain't doing that. I'll demonstrate this with the get off your knees. This is a weird fucking gift. He seems to be into it. There's good. See, kid sits here, basically holds on here, and then you herniate 9 discs. So the pony up daddy for me, guy with sciatic problems and degeneration in his spine. This is a 0 out of 5.
Yeah. Here's my question. It brings up an interesting point. Why is it that all the things we did as parents growing up that we did on our own, like you jumped on your dad's back, whatever it was that we somehow used our imagination, it has become like a product. Yeah. Do we need a product for everything? Why can't you just like give your kid a piggyback ride?
Yeah. Well, I mean, could you imagine? Like, oh, daddy, get down on your knees. And then you go, hold on, let me go get pony up daddy. And then you got to
get the saddle. God forbid the Velcro comes undone. The kid like flies off, And then they probably make lots of different colors. Yeah. Color coordinate it. Daddy saddle. They came up with a name like we came up with like daddy snack. Like literally a guy had nothing to do. And he's like, daddy saddle? Literally in the 3 seconds you came up with daddy snack, right? Yeah. No. Because I bet you we should call it. His kid one day said, "Hey, daddy, saddle," and he's like, "Oh, that's a great idea for a product." Yeah, they did probably some variation of this. Maybe they put a pillow on daddy's back. Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh wow, what a great invention." I invented sumo wrestling. You know how you can for parties now you can put on those suits. Yeah. When I was a kid. And my parents went out to dinner, we used to take a pillow and put it in the front. If we take a big shirt, put a pillow in the front and a pillow in the back and put it on, and we would tackle and sumo each other. Yeah, but like that just came out of sheer imagination. Right. Like, oh, this is and I didn't say we should invent a sumo suit. Put a pillow in put a pillow in a pillow. Well, that just is the way of the world. Everybody's looking to monetize something. The pony up daddy, though, for me, like I said, guy with problems and back problems, biceps and whatnot. I go 0 out of 5 for this. Yeah, I think I'd rather just put my kid on my back. Yeah, it just seems like a lot of work. Were you ever bullied as a child? Yeah, I was bullied in the back of the bus. I went in the back of the bus. A girl by the name of Kim. We called her Kim Kong. So you didn't bully her in any way? No, not at all. I got back. She's like, oh, I was sitting in her seat. I didn't know. It was the first day taking the bus to junior high, 6th grade. Sat in her seat. She got on. She's like, what are you doing here? I said, well, I don't know. I'm just riding to school. She's like, get in the front. You don't belong back here. And I went in the front, and the whole ride, I got spitballs at the back of my head, just shot at the back of my head. Yeah. And, came home, told my parents, they're like, there was no, let me call the school. There was none of that. That was more, deal with it. It wasn't as big of a thing as it is now. But the way I dealt with that is I made them laugh. Right. And the next thing you know, I was in the back of the bus with them. But it wasn't. I don't know. You probably are seeing it more and more with your daughters with the cell phone and this social media. It's been magnified because of social media. Yeah. So now it happens, and you don't even know what's happening because it's happening on a phone or, and it's horrible. It's the worst thing because my wife talks about like from kindergarten through 6th grade, she was bullied just for being blonde haired and blue eyed. Again, you just find something. I used to get bullied because I would walk on my toes. People would like you still do walk. I do. I know. Well, actually, calves. You have huge calves. Yeah, I was really when we first went golfing and you wore shorts. I was actually I was startled with the size of your calves, and I noticed the tippy toe walk was done primarily after a great shot or a long putt. Yeah. There was a bounce or a tippy toe to the ball. But it's interesting how you adapt and you find some sort of way to deflect. Because I was like you, I used to joke around a lot and people would laugh and they would be like, we're not laughing with you, we're laughing at you. They would literally say that. And I'd be like, I don't care, you're laughing. thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But it's really hard, I think, for kids to find that way to just turn it off and say, I don't care, or deflect it somewhere else. And I think bullying is the worst thing.
So have you had a discussion with your daughters about bullying, how they shouldn't bully? That's not good. Is there bullying going on that you're aware of within your daughter's circle?
Not within their circle. I mean, we do talk about it. We talk about just etiquette online, which is so important. It's something actually I talk about to all my teenagers when we talk to them about like texting, for example, right? Texting is a big thing because kids are texting. I mean, during COVID, there are kids like kindergarten, first grade texting. That's crazy. They have no clue how to do it. Whatever's in their head, they're just putting out there. So when I talk to kids about, sort of cell phone etiquette, we sort of talk about 3 things with texting. One is that you can't see them, right? So the tone or how you can make somebody feel, you can't tell, oh, Sebastian, I hate you. Obviously, I didn't mean that. Weird thing for me to say. But if I text you, Sebastian, I hate you, it means something totally different. So telling kids that when they text something, they have to think first how their words can make somebody feel. And if it's possible, it could make them feel poorly or talks negatively about other people, we don't send it. I mean, adults have we do so poorly on this. And kids actually will do a better job if they think about that. So we talk about that. We talk about how the words are there forever. So I tell them, even if your friend's like, oh, send the picture and I'm going to delete it right after, we can find it. So before you send words or pictures or videos, think about, would you be happy if mom and dad saw this? Think about the last person you want to see it. They're going to see it. Are you okay with it? Because it lives there forever and you have to represent yourself in a positive way. And then the third thing is, what is the third thing? No,
just make it up.
No, yeah, exactly. No. I had a third thing, and I'm totally blanking.
What would you do if you were with a patient and you go, "This is the 3 things," and at the third thing you couldn't come up with the would you do this, or would you go?
Be like, I got a tickle. I got a glass of water, and I'll come back and do it.
Well,
afterwards, yeah. Tool time.
Okay, so
tool time is when we pick a baby product and Sebastian figures out what it does.
Yeah, so I've used this before. This nose Frida. The Frida products I actually enjoyed when the kids were smaller. This is a snot sucker. So this is for when your baby has a stuffed up nose and they don't know how to blow it yet, obviously because they're too small. You use this device to take snot out of your kid's nose. Now, as a pediatrician,
sure.
If an infant has a stuffy nose, is this something that should be done?
I think anything's worth a shot because when kids have a stuffy nose, they are miserable. But whether you use a nose Frida, a bulb suction, you squirt saline, you suck it out. We tell parents, do it less than they want to, because my rule is if you see something and it's bugging the child, you could try to get it out. Otherwise, if you just hear it and it's not bothering them, you don't want to go up with these suckers a lot, because the more you go up there, you irritate the inside of the nose, the nasal mucosa. That causes it to swell, and that causes more congestion. That's what congestion is. So people who are going up in their kid's nose constantly, they're usually causing more of a problem.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. So how this actually works?
Show me how it works.
Is so I would then suck the snot.
Oh, is the filter in there?
Yeah, it is. It comes with a filter.
I know this is for a large nose.
Yeah, this.
Where's the baby one? Oh, I can feel it. No, it's crazy. I feel clearer.
So I had a joke about this on stage where I would suck Serafina's snot out, but the filter wasn't there, so I'd actually drank her snot. And here, the filters are here, and then you just basically pop it out or cut it out.
It's a good product. Yeah. They did a good job.
I give a 5 out of 5 just because of the relief, like you had mentioned. the child was kind of suffering throughout the night, especially at night. You know, they're crying,
miserable.
They can't breathe. You go
just
in
want
there,
to do something.
yeah, and you suck it right out. Although I wouldn't mind using this thing the next time I get a cold on myself, just for the hell of it, to see. You ever see these videos?
Could you suck your own nose?
Can you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. But you see these people do these neti pots.
Yeah, it's impressive.
What do you give on a neti pot? Is that something that?
Yeah, I've actually never used it, but people swear by them, and they work really well, right? The idea is you're going up and you're draining out the other side because the nasal passageways are all connected, and you can get tons of mucus out. You just got to make sure you're using the right solution, because there have been cases where like you're using random water that is bacteria and you cause more infection. And you have to be a certain age, because it doesn't work on younger kids. They're not going to tolerate that.
Yeah,
You're
but
like
if you,
waterboarding them.
Yeah, if you went up there and got all the mucus out, yeah, you feel clear
for a second. You're making more mucus pretty quickly.
Okay,
it's just the natural, quick relief.
It's not like you flush it
and
out
then
and
it's
you got
done.
no
No, because when you're sick, your body's making more mucus. It's a protective function, right? So you're just gonna make more.
Nose Frida, 5 out of 5.
We like Nose Frida.
This speaking of technology and bullying and where things are going, my sister and I were talking about this. She's got a teenage girl, or soon to be. Now, the birds and the bees growing up, it was kind of a generic, hey, if a guy is going up your shirt, that's not, that's not good. It's not. At a young age, you got to be aware of these sexual, going down your pants, up your shirt, this, that, and the other. Now, with the access to porn,
right,
and what people are seeing at a young age online, and those conversations now have changed to, hey, listen, if a guy starts pissing on you, that ain't good.
I haven't had that conversation with my kids yet.
I'm just saying, like, they're exposed to so much more, stuff that, like,
right. We had like nudie magazines.
Yeah, like you saw, like
you had to visualize it yourself. Or
there was,
now it's like blatant in your face.
Yeah, it was like I had a Hustler, and the stuff that was in Hustler was just like maybe girl on girl, this and that, and the other thing. But now online, it's like some guy shitting on some girl's chest. Now you got to tell
you go to.
No, I'm just saying, like what they have access to now. It's like you got to like. I mean, I don't even know.
You better delete all your bookmarks.
No,
No, I agree, and it's actually something we have to talk to kids about, because before a lot of these kids are sexually active or even aware of these things, they're online looking at it, and that's hard when you also have no clue what that really means.
Yeah.
It became part of my talk to teenagers about, are you watching pornography? Or, I start with, oh, do you know anybody, any of your friends looking at pornography, or are you doing it? What does that mean? And then I talk to them about, it's a fiction movie, right? This is like Star Wars. It's all make believe. And if you see it, you have to understand that cannot be your expectation in a relationship of what you should perform like, or they should perform like, because obviously that's going to set up a bad belief system in how a relationship works.
Yeah.
And they have to understand that. But, it is rampant. Kids are watching it like crazy because the access, you can just Google something.
It used to be R movies, right?
Yeah.
And that was it. You couldn't go to an R movie if you were, you couldn't even see any of that stuff growing up. So now I feel like it's just at your fingertips. So you got to be super cautious about it. So I wanted to talk to you. We are on the eve of Mother's Day here. We're shooting this on a Saturday. By the way, we're at my house, and there's a rancid. There's something in events, which this is also fascinating. We were discussing prior to the cast about how you get rid of a rodent in your central heating, air conditioning
duct.
Yeah.
And before we did this, Sebastian had a broom and he was like knocking on
No.
that you were going to go up in.
No. That was, the broom was a separate thing.
I thought you were going to go up into
spilled something, and I just wiping it up. But anyway, Orkin apparently is going to come here, and I don't know if they throw a camera or sneak a camera through this. I don't know how the hell you find a possum in the middle of the vent in the house, if that's the case. But we'll get back to you on that.
I think you should drone it.
Mother's Day is tomorrow, and I was asking what you were doing, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure on fathers to overperform on Mother's Day.
Just Mother's Day.
Well, there's an expectation on Mother's Day.
Exactly. They should have one day at least.
Yeah. The way my father looked at Mother's Day growing up was, it was his mother.
Okay.
That's who he celebrated. Not that he didn't celebrate my mother, but his focus was on his own mother, right? So my question is, if you have a mother, which I do, I have a mother that lives in Los Angeles, and obviously I have a wife, Lana, who is the mother of our kids. I have an obligation as a son to my mom,
right, and
also as a husband to my wife to celebrate, right? Now, I got to go see my mom. That's something I got to do. But does my wife necessarily want to spend her Mother's Day for going to see my mom?
Right.
So not that this is an issue. However, I'm just trying, like, it's her day too. It's my mom's day too. Do you find it all, and I know your parents don't live here,
right,
but is it, it's hard to do both and mesh them together?
I think so. I think it's harder for you guys because everybody's together. I can envision if my parents or my wife's parents lived out here, we'd all get together and we celebrate all the mothers.
Yeah.
I think because they don't, I mean, Mother's Day for us has always been more about Erin, the mother of my children.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yes, we send cards and gifts and call the grandmas, but it's more about Erin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you hear from Lana? Because I hear this from all, like, moms in the practice a lot, that for Mother's Day, they would like to not be a mother. They want one day where they can do their own thing, maybe with another girlfriend, go to the spa, relax on their own, not cook, not help out at home, not be involved with like the typical.
That's not happening here.
No.
Mother's Day for Lana is, I think, more of a family thing. We enjoy it as a family. She wants her kids around. She wants to be.
She's a better person.
Yeah. She wants to be. I think Lana wants to be celebrated, but she wants to be celebrated amongst her family. She doesn't really want to go to a spa with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's not the case. However, you were talking about Father's Day, right? Yeah. You're going to go to the U.S. Open, which is going to be here in Los Angeles, and you're like, ask me if you're going Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. Sunday happens to be Father's Day, which I was a little shocked because, and again, I always thought, Father's Day, you're with your family,
right,
you're with your kids, they want to celebrate with dad, but you have taken an approach where this is my day. I want to do what I want to do.
I've never done this before because, to be honest, I've always felt guilty because I felt that Father's Day I should be with the family and we usually do something together. And this was the first year I had opportunity. I was invited to the U.S. Open, and I asked them how they felt, and they actually felt good. They're like, "Oh, if that is something you'd enjoy, that's a great way for you to spend." And I'm sure we'll do something also together a little bit, but we're gonna go and do that now.
So this brings up a larger topic, and this has been a discussion that Lana and I have been having recently. Since I travel a lot, I'm on the road, I'm working. We just got off this big press tour about my father. I come home, and then I'm thrown in, like, literally I was at a premiere in New York City with the entire cast. Did this whole thing on the red carpet, and Martha Stewart were there, Chaz Palminteri, a lot of people came to this thing, and then I come home and literally I'm at gymnastics, right, and thrown into the father role.
Yeah,
there was no decompressing of like coming off that. I was just automatically, hey, are you gonna take the kids there? Because I'm gonna take the kid, Which is, I understand that parenting is a responsibility. It's a job, what have you. But I was telling Lana, I have literally no outlet for myself outside of work or the family. Used to be golf, right?
Which something happened to
you. Which, by the way, side note here for the whole room. I went for an MRI yesterday.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay. This is for another issue. I was looking in the mirror the other day.
Yeah.
And my right bicep, there's a hole in it. There's like a hole right here, right? It's an indentation.
Okay.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And this bicep has the same hole.
Okay.
But this happened about 1.5 years ago.
All right.
Okay. I called our buddy Snibby.
Yeah.
I go, what's going on here? I took pictures, and he goes, you look like you ruptured your bicep. So there's two tendons, right, on the bicep. Yeah. There's the bicep.
So they call bi too.
But bi.
All right.
This is this is not the major one.
Okay, you got the minor.
The shorter.
All right.
So both of them have ruptured, right? So
okay.
Now there was no significant trauma where I heard, oh fuck,
right. You weren't like Mr. Olympia competition.
No, where the bicep fell.
I'm not gonna win now.
No.
Exactly.
It was literally I was like looking in the mirror, going, what the fuck? So he goes, go for an MRI. So I go for an MRI.
Oh, the MRI was for that yesterday, not the hips in the back.
No.
Oh my God, you're falling apart.
So I talked to Snibby yesterday. Yeah. Snibby is a doctor, orthopedic doctor.
I'm glad you clarified.
He goes,
like a shaman.
He goes, hey man. Oh, he calls me up because he got the results. Now, what I do, and I want to know if you've come across this in your practice, because, and again, I don't know how doctors deliver bad news. I don't know how you do it. It's just something that I could never foresee myself doing. So what I do to give the doctor relief and myself relief, he called, I go, am I dying?
Right.
Right.
So then anything better is better.
Yeah. So I set the and if he goes, yes, I would be shocked.
Right.
But it gives him he doesn't have to go, hey, listen, man, we looked at your tests and am I dying?
No,
yes. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Or no, you're fine.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, am I dying? He laughs. No. He goes, just took a look. It's the anticipation. Because when he's talking, I'm going, okay, where am I? Where am I going to hear you're never going to be able to pick up your kids again? Like I'm waiting for the avalanche of what I'm not going to be able to do.
Yeah.
He's like, you rupture both of your biceps. He goes, fortunately, it's the smaller tendon, and your strength is only reduced by 10%.
Oh,
okay.
Great.
But aesthetically, if you saw me without my shirt, you would go, this guy's fine.
You're not wearing many tank tops.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm not. But like, I wasn't wearing any tank. My whole goal was to take my shirt off and be proud.
Okay.
Right. As far as just like no stomach fat, I wanted to get in shape.
Yeah.
Now, even if I get in shape, right, and I'm shredded, I got 2 fucking holes in my arms. So it's like, why don't I just get fat? There's really no motivation.
Does this need to get repaired?
Well, here's the. But what else I found on the MRI?
Hey, there it is. Right. Okay.
He goes, your rotator cuff.
Okay.
It's thin. Like you shouldn't be lifting any heavy weights. Basically.
Right. So now your other outlet's gone.
So now I go, well, I'm losing complete use of my right arm.
Yeah.
No military presses, no lifting heavy weight. Okay. I said, is there a way to strengthen it and possibly repair what's going on. He goes, yeah, you could do some exercises, some of this, some of that, whatever. I go, can I golf? Because the whole reason.
Yeah, because you're starting to ruin my livelihood now.
Well, I've ruined yours for the last 2 years that we haven't played at all. So I go, there's a rotator cuff. He goes, no, you could play golf with a rotator cuff problem. But at 49, going to be 50 in July, with the sciatica running down my way, however, this has improved.
Good.
Yes.
So maybe there is something like autoimmune rheumatoid with all this stuff going on in joints. So I'm glad you're seeing the other doctor looking at it.
So why do you say?
Well, no, you got a lot of joint stuff going on and a lot of diminishing of joints and muscles, and it just makes me wonder, right?
Well, what exactly is autoimmune? What does that actually mean?
So you're producing antibodies that are affecting different parts of your body that are like basically attaching and causing inflammation, right? Because it's your antibodies attack things, usually for a good reason, to eliminate it. But if it's attacking parts of your own body, right, like cells of joints or muscles or things like that, it wears it away, affects joint space, affects, it can compress nerves, it can affect bones, things like that. And these are like sort of all the symptoms you have in your back and your legs, now your shoulders. So that's why, the doctor's looking into that for you. Okay.
So I've done I've seen the rheumatologist.
Yeah.
She did some blood testing. And here's another thing. When you take a test on somebody, do you go, I'll call you back when I get the test back? Or do you give it like, I'll call you back in a week, even though you might get the test 5 days?
No, I say I'll call you back as soon as I see the test. And a lot of times what's hard in medicine is that all the tests don't come back. So, and parents are worried when you're doing tests, right? You're thinking about it, especially in a child. So a lot of times I get some things back in 24 hours and I call them and I say, so far I got these tests. This is why we did it. Those are all normal. These other 2 tests are probably going to take another week. And as soon as I hear, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm thinking? With this.
They're holding out.
Yeah. They have the test back.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they saw the test. It's Saturday. Right. I'm thinking she saw the test results on Wednesday and she's sitting over there going, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to tell this guy. Right. And she's giving herself, I go, let him enjoy the weekend.
Right.
This is what's about. Let him enjoy the weekend. I'll hit him with the fucking news on Monday.
Right. The funeral will be next week. Yeah.
Does any of that play into your...
I think also, especially as a physician, when you get results that are problematic, you actually feel almost obligated to tell them as soon as possible because you don't want to sit on it.
Yeah, no, I would be sitting on it. If I was a doctor, I'd be looking at it going, fuck, I got to go to dinner tonight. I don't want to.
Let's do another mailbag. What do we got here? We're
going to jump right into the bag.
All right, so hello, Mr. Maniscalco and Dr. Cohen. So my wife and I have trouble convincing our toddler to do certain things, like let us change his diaper, have him brush his teeth, take a bath. To motivate him, we have been making up stories like poop dragons and tooth monsters to help get him to let us get through these tasks. So the question is there any danger to using fear or imagination as a motivating factor? Cheers, Bill and Nicole from South St. Paul. You do this.
Yeah, we did this with brushing the teeth. I think we implemented some type of weird, I forget what the hell it was, that something about the teeth are going to fall out. They're going to something. I forget exactly what the hell it was, but we have definitely implemented some type of fear if you do not get ready for school.
Okay.
We often brought the teachers into it because the teachers felt like
other people.
Yeah, well,
like
they behave better at school.
100%.
So we would say, Mrs. Jackson, she's not going to be really, happy if if you don't eat your dinner or whatever the hell it was. I generally found that this shit don't work.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. I think it's like a stage they go through. It's like a very, very defiant. And I don't know. I'm just, this is not a medical or.
No, I think you're right. I think, look, I love trying games and imagination. There is sometimes a point where you just got to get in and out as quick as possible. And I tell parents that typically one of three things, if not all three, kids will go through a phase where they go from loving it to hate it. And it is these three things. It's bath time, it's changing table, diaper. I usually say car seat. And toothbrushing, I feel, is always difficult. But I remember my daughter, she would take 2-hour baths. It was our time to pimp her on her colors and shapes and all those styrofoam letters. And then one day it was like we were putting her in hot acid, like screaming, and then you realize there's no negotiation. Nothing's going to work. You can make up stories till you're blue in the face. You don't want to be in the bath. So you get in the bath. Everybody got soaked. You got in and out as quick as possible when you're out.
Yeah.
Change the table, same time. I remember change the table, not an issue. And then one day, screaming bloody murder. I thought she had fallen off the changing table. I remember saying to the nanny, did she fall off? What happened? She's like, no. I'm like, no, I'm not going to fire you. It's just, yeah, I'm going to fire you. No, but did she fall off? No. Like she just, and it wouldn't matter if it was the changing table, it was the floor.
Yeah.
She didn't want it. So what do? You just hold them down as quick as possible in a nice way and just get it done. You can't talk about it. You're not going to, oh, it's okay. I'm going to change your diaper. Just get through it. It is a phase. Toothbrushing, same. It's that balance of like getting in there and not making a miserable experience so they hate it for the rest of their life. You just do your best.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so we got a new segment. Well, we've been doing it for a little bit called Papa Quiz, where we ask each other questions in our specific genre. So Sebastian usually asks me medical questions. I ask him something related to comedy, being Italian, acting. And we don't know the questions ahead of time. So that's makes it fun. All right. Who goes first?
Yeah, I'll go.
All right. What do you got?
What is the name of the condition? See, I feel like I'll give you just half of the question. I feel like you're going to be able to answer it.
That's a lot of pressure.
But I'm just saying that in which an infant's head is flattened by too much back or crib time.
So that's plagiocephaly, specifically positional plagiocephaly. But let's talk about this a little bit.
What, positional? Look at it.
Positional plagiocephaly. Yeah. But that's every pediatrician would get that one.
That's brilliant.
No. So when we were kids, we slept on our stomachs. So our head shapes were great. And then when we started the Back to Sleep campaign, which was in the late 90s, where we put kids back to sleep because of SIDS, we found that putting babies to sleep on their stomach was a risk factor for sudden infant death syndrome. Babies' heads got flat because the weight of your body and your head flattened the back of your head. So that's why you see a lot of kids in helmets nowadays. So we talk about
let's talk about the helmet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't like it. Would you put your kid in a helmet? 23 hours a day. You can put stickers on it.
Wait a minute. Are you pro helmet?
If they absolutely need it, I think it's overtreated a lot. A couple of things you need to know about positional plagiocephaly. It is pretty much cosmetic. So it doesn't affect your brain, doesn't affect your development. You'll hear different things about it affecting things. It's mainly cosmetic. And most of the time, a mild plagiocephaly does not need to be treated. As the child grows naturally, the worse it gets is the first 4 months, because the first 4 months you're flat on your back, then you start rolling, so your head naturally starts shaping up. You get hair. Girls have longer hair usually, or thicker hair. You tend not to notice it later on. But there are kids who you see who are like really flat on the back, or when it's asymmetric, right? A child who looks more to the right because they're flattened out more to the right, or their neck is stiff, called torticollis, more to the right, then it causes an asymmetry. It pushes one ear forward because it's all about pressure points. Those kids really, the helmets help because it puts everything symmetric. But what do you think?
I've often seen the helmet, and I feel sorry for the child. It seems like it looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it looks extremely and I don't know, I look at the parent and then I go, oh,
it's not going to help him.
No.
I thought that's where you were going.
No.
Like, that's not going to really help them in life.
You should have a helmet. No, I feel like some of these parents, are like, oh, okay, and then they use the helmet.
Yeah,
might piss off some people here that have the helmet. I feel like they're using the helmet as almost like an attention grab.
No, really? Here's the weird thing about helmets and glasses. That's so funny.
Maybe once it's on.
Yeah, no, like look at my kid. He got a helmet on. No. Cut.
But no. But helmets and glasses. To your point,
yeah,
you would think a child, you put a glasses or a helmet on, they're ripping it all the time for whatever reason. The helmet and the glasses don't bother them. They wear them.
So I've seen a kid as young as I'd say 4 or 5 wearing like full glasses, like for sight.
We've
right?
seen it down to like 6 months of age.
They wore glasses at 6 months?
Because we have that, like that vision screener we have in the office where we picked up, I mean, it's not common. You pick up kids who need glasses even as early as 6 months of age.
Wow.
They're cute. They're these little, like, you can't break them. They're like,
we
have for Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
Like
they're black and they looked, I thought it was a look. I thought
again, for attention.
Well, no,
He's helping his vision. No, we just want you to feel sorry for him.
No, but some parents, like, they always do that thing for the kid, whether it be, oh no, I heard that he's supposed to be in a then they do that.
I definitely see more parents who put their child in a helmet because it bothers them, when I don't think it's severe enough that it would really affect the child. So they perseverate on it. They're like, it bothers me that it's
4
a little
times you
bit.
use that word, by the way.
Sorry, too much.
I think what you gotta.
Right.
It's a great word. I think you gotta weave out.
Let's
of that
go
word.
to Italian slang. Italian slang. But I can't even pronounce these words.
Wow.
What is ammonini? AMMONINI. Did I pronounce that right?
I think it's ammonini. I think it's saying like "let's go."
Ammonini.
Is it "let's go"?
Oh, means are you ready to go? Ammonini.
Ammonini.
How do you say it?
Even with the screwed up pronunciation,
what is
I know.
Ammonini.
Now you have to be as equally impressed.
I'm very
of me
impressed.
Getting that than
Especially
I was.
I pronounced it like
ammonini.
Ammonini.
Okay, let's see here. What percentage of babies are born with a birthmark? Would you guess?
Oh, that's a good question. Any birthmark?
Yeah. Anyway.
So, I mean, birthmarks are really common. Let's go with 50%?
80.
That high?
80%.
Wow.
And a birthmark is what? Do we know? Like if you got a brown dot on your...
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of different type of birthmarks. Or sometimes you see it like
a big...
Right.
What is that?
Some sort of skin manifestation that you're born with. And a lot of birthmarks actually don't show up at birth. So common ones we see, you've heard of a stork's kiss. It's called a nevus simplex. So that's that like purplish reddish mark, often on the back, the nape of the neck. Very common on the forehead. My girls had them on the upper eyelids. The ones on the face usually fade, actually. They're born with, and they usually fade in the first year of life. The ones on the back of the head, you'll always hear about adults like getting a haircut when they're older and being like, what's that? And they've had it all their life. Other types of common birthmarks, cafe au lait spots, which like the name are light brown pigmentations. There's nevuses, which are darker brown, like you think of freckles, but bigger versions of those. There's hemangiomas. People call them strawberries. Have you seen those, like the red? Often you don't see them right at birth, and then they get a little bigger in the first couple months. They're like red, and they're raised on top of the skin. They can grow in the first year. And then after a year of life, they actually start involuting and they go away. It could take 4, 6, 8 years of life. It starts going away.
No,
so,
that's great.
So 80%, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's just so many different birthmarks. Thankfully, most of them don't cause any issues, don't need any treatment. Some of them fade over time. Some of them don't.
Do you have any birthmarks?
I do, right here. You know this one? Have you ever seen this on me?
Oh, no.
You see that?
Yeah, right there in that camera.
No, see that one?
You barely see it.
So what's cool about this?
I wouldn't even call that a birthmark.
No, You don't see that big red splotch there?
I see it, but I would think that is a callus from working out. I don't think that's a birthmark.
Right, everybody see that? So what's interesting about my birthmark is my great-grandfather, who I met a couple times before he passed away, and he had the exact same birthmark. And it's very rare to have the exact same birthmark as somebody else. That when I was born in Boston, they were doing studies on birthmarks, and they think that, and I was his first great-grandson. They think my first great-grandchild will have the same one.
Wow.
So I have to live long enough to see that. So he was very old when I was younger. He didn't talk much, but our bond when I saw him is he'd put his hand up to mine, and we'd have hands, and they'd match up.
As far as the size?
Yeah, like everything. It was like exactly the same.
Wow, that's crazy. So I'm sorry I made fun of the birthmark.
I know. Yeah. Anyways.
Sentimental.
All right. What is a G and H sound in
Just
Italian? Giambotta?
God, you know what? I know the name, but I don't know if I know the meaning of it.
Giambotta. Giambotta. I feel horrible to all Italian people out there that I am just.
This is something I should know.
Words.
Giambotta. God, is it like is it a store?
Oh, you're called stew, a summer veggie stew.
I should have known that.
Yeah,
I should have known that. That's
Nona, you know.
Nona's grandma.
Yeah. I knew that one. Nona. What you got for me?
What is the most common broken bone in children?
In children, is it like the radius?
Well, I don't know what that is.
So like in the arm, from like a green stick fracture, or like when they put their arm and they break here.
The wrist.
Okay, so the radius and the ulna come to the wrist. Yeah. So okay.
Done.
Yeah. All right. What is a gabagool?
Gabagool is gabagool. What is gabagool?
It's on your charcuterie plate. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a cured meat.
Yeah, copa, dried salami.
Yeah, I don't know why that was slipping my brain.
Come on.
Gabagool. Here's one. Nurse assessing intussusception.
Intussusception.
Intussusception
Yeah.
looks for what kind of stool?
So it's current jelly, like bloody stool.
Damn.
Is
Wow.
that right? Yeah.
Current
No,
jelly.
it is. Everybody will get the current jelly. So you know what intussusception is?
No.
Intussusception is your intestine tunnels into your intestine. You know, your intestine's a tube, right?
Yeah.
So imagine the tube goes into the tube. So then there's an obstruction you can't get through.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is it causes ischemia or loss of blood flow around it. And they start basically pooping out blood. And it looks like current jelly, like bloody stool.
Wow.
The kid's super fussy. And it's, you know, if a parent calls you and is like bloody stool, that's an emergency. They go right to the emergency room. Yeah. Not very common, thankfully, but we see it sometimes. I hope you don't have one of these. What's a gumma?
A gumad is a girl.
No D.
A gumad.
There's a D in it?
It's
okay, you just
gumad.
added to whatever. Yeah,
it's like
okay.
gumare.
Okay, fine. What is it?
It's a girlfriend. It's like you're married, but you got like a side piece.
Yeah, a mistress or girlfriend. Yeah. This is good. I like this.
No, I don't have a gumad.
Obviously. You can't handle one. Two. All right, one last one. What is a Koopa Troopa? A Koopa Troopa. A Koopa Troopa?
Koopa Troopa.
A Koopa Troopa. You got to know this. This is
use it in a sentence. Like English and then throw that in there.
You played a Koopa Troopa.
A mobster?
Nah, a character in Super Mario.
All right, one more.
All right, one last one.
What age do children develop a sense of humor?
Oh, wow. Some never do. Some never do. That's a great question. Let's think about this. 5?
2 to 3 years old.
That early.
So, yes. There you have it, another episode here of Daddy versus Doctor. Hope you enjoyed all the information that was provided during this episode. If you want more, go to daddyversusdoctor.com. You can check out our website. We're also up on Amazon reviewing products. What's the just type in Daddy versus Doctor on Amazon. You could go there, buy some of the products that we've been talking about. Also going to be doing an Amazon live page where Dr. Cohen and I will be reviewing products that are kind of grouped together. For example, could you tell us, like, in a perfect world, what, like, is it products to go to the beach with? Products?
Yeah, I think we're talking about different scenarios that it's what to put together when you're a parent. So it's summertime's coming up. Let's talk about what you need to go to the beach. You're doing some summertime travel, what you bring on the airplane. You're talking about just fun parent time, daddy time with your child. We'll talk about things to put together to have those good times. Put it together.
Good times here.
Good
on
times.
AmazonLive.com.
Yeah.
Daddy versus Doctor. We'll see you next week.
The opinions expressed in this program are not intended as professional medical advice, as a diagnosis, as a treatment protocol, or as a substitute for professional medical advice from your physician. Please consider your own medical history and consult with your own physician for your specific healthcare and/or medical needs and about your concerns for yourself and your family.